Hey, what's up, guys? So, we have a very massive rumor to go over regarding potentially something that Naughty Dog might be currently working on. And so, we're going to be reading from PlayStation Universe, and the headline reads The Last of Us Part 3 is reportedly in development at Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is currently developing The Last of Us Part 3 with Neil Druckmann at the helm, according to viewer Anon, an industry mostly credited with accurate leaks regarding movies. Posting on Twitter, the tipster claims that a new Uncharted is in production at another studio, which ties in with previous reports about a reboot being handled by someone other than Naughty Dog. Viewer Anon also claims that The Last of Us Part 3 will follow after The Last of Us Factions. It goes without saying, but it's best to take this with a huge pinch of salt for the time being. However, given the success of The Last of Us and its sequel, it's not all that surprising Naughty Dog would want to work on a third game. And so yeah, guys, this came out late last night, and yeah, I have no idea who this viewer Anon person is. Apparently, they have leaked stuff when it comes to like the movie industry, so I honestly have no idea who this person is or how reliable they are. Apparently, they have been pretty accurate with movie leaks, and they've said that the Uncharted franchise is being rebooted and it's not going to be by Naughty Dog, which I've already made a video talking about that. So, I mean, it seems like this person maybe knows more than your average person. And so this person on Twitter was saying that if they didn't get like an early access to The Last of Us in like 10 minutes, then they were going to leak something. And so they did, and they said that Neil is currently making The Last of Us Part 3. And, you know, I mean, as much as I want to believe this, I don't want to get my hopes up, because obviously we all know 100% at some point in time, whether it is their next game after Factions or whether they do a new IP first, eventually The Last of Us Part 3 is going to be a thing. And I cannot wait for that to be revealed. I just don't think that they're working on that right now. Don't get me wrong, I hope that this is true. That would be a dream come true. You know, even though I would be very, very intrigued with a new IP from Naughty Dog, I would much rather prefer Part 3. You know, so obviously this is just a massive rumor. So please take this with a massive grain of salt, because there's a good chance this is just made up, so we just don't know yet. Yeah, I mean, if this ends up being true, obviously I would be very, very happy. I know a lot of people don't really like Part 2, but you can't deny how successful and how much money Sony made off of The Last of Us Part 2. So, I mean, if anyone thinks that Part 3 happening would be like a big shocker, like, no, like we should all expect The Last of Us Part 3 at some point in the future. You know, but I just don't know if it's going to be now. And so yeah, this person is saying that apparently after The Last of Us Factions releases, they're going to be fully working on Part 3. I don't know if that would mean, assuming this is true, I don't know if that would mean maybe like an announcement or like a reveal next year, or I mean, I don't know, because surprisingly, I mean, The Last of Us Part 2 came out 2.5 years ago. When you think about that, that actually is pretty crazy. Like, it's been 2.5 years since Part 2 released. And like right after Part 2 released, Neil Druckmann, during an interview or something, said that he's already written a rough outline for Part 3, and that was almost 3 years ago. So if this is true, that Naughty Dog is currently working on Part 3, I mean, it wouldn't be totally out of the realm of possibility that we could get an announcement sometime next year. But at the same time, I am just assuming this is not true, because I don't want to get my hopes up and then it just doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen for like 3 or 4 more years. And so yeah, guys, I mean, this is some pretty big news. I mean, like I said, hopefully this ends up being true. You know, I did not expect this news to break at all, but you know, I'm happy. And so yeah, what do you guys think? Down below, let me know your thoughts on how apparently, according to this known leaker, apparently Naughty Dog is currently working on The Last of Us Part 3. And also let me know down below if you would be happy if that's what Naughty Dog is working on next. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it or found it informative, drop it a like and hit the subscribe button by turning on the post notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. Until next time, guys, take care.